nice. Thank
How are
you.
you?
I'm fine.
It must be nice to get a big reaction like that. I mean, you know that it's genuine. It's not just the usual polite applause, and obviously they know you.
I guess so.
Let me know if you want to borrow my jacket. Oh, there I go.
I had a jacket. Do you want me to put it back on?
No, no. Well, what's it look like? It's a big jacket with...
No, it just matches the dress.
Oh, I think...
It covers me up more. But...
Yeah. No, I think you're fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Say, this kind of odd, offbeat thing for you to be doing, isn't it? Not being here, but I mean being in a roller film.
Yes, it is. And it's pretty scary, too. I did this film called Kansas City Bomber, and I really had to learn how to skate from scratch. I hadn't skated since I was about 9, 10 years old, and so I had to really start all over again. And the professional skaters skate on a track that has banked turns. They're about 45-degree angle.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one day when I was out skating, I broke my wrist, so that was nice. And we had to postpone the film about 8 weeks. And then...
Broke your wrist?
Yeah, both the bones in this wrist here. And I wore kind of a brace on it while I was skating, so that I wouldn't break it again, because had I, then the film would have had to close down. It was pretty rough, but I must say all the girls that skated with me from the roller games were really helpful. They were so kind and nice to me. I got so frightened a lot of times that they had to take me like one on each side and skate around the actual track with me and just sort of jive me and jive a little joke and get me loosened up again. I could use them right now, maybe.
Well, let's go.
Okay, Dick.
I don't have my skates, but I'll certainly go around the track with you. Or something like that. I don't know. Wait a minute. My socks came down when I said that. Did you see that? They just rolled right down. I don't know. It must be the electricity in the air. So you're a female jock in the movie.
That's right, yeah. Exactly, that's true.
It's quite the footage I saw does look quite exciting. And
yeah, it's not a really very glamorous film at all, but I think it's very exciting. And it's interesting to see a woman in that particular kind of a lifestyle. I mean, they choose to do this, and their identity is there. They do it very well. Mm-hmm. And, of course, a lot of people think of roller games as kind of a carnival thing, rather than a pure competitive sport. And it is very much that, but their athletic ability is really terrific. They're incredible.
Unusually big women, the roller
No,
women?
Surprisingly, a lot of them are shorter than I am. I know most people think I'm an Amazon, but I'm only 5'6" in my stocking feet, and a lot of them were shorter than I was, and some of them even more slight. Of course, there are a few that are heavier.
What about Tuffy Brashoon? Is she still around? Do you remember way back Tuffy Brashoon?
I know about her,
but the queen of...
I think she is, yeah.
She was big. She was built like...
She skates for the roller
large
derby.
Person. Built like a big person.
Yeah.
I thought maybe she'd retired and gone into coaching or something like that.
Well, some of them do, but I think she's still around. I'm not I don't know her personally. She wasn't in the film. The stunt double who helped me do some of my skating was Judy Arnold, who skates on the Philadelphia team, Philadelphia Warriors or something like that. And she was really pretty fantastic. I had to go through all my scenes and take all my falls and rack myself up. And then she would do it all again. And then they cut together the best of the footage to make the action really work.
So some of the falling's you, some's her?
Well, almost all the falling is mine, and some of it's her, too,
Is it she, or some is her, some is she?
I don't know.
Some is the other girl. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not noted for my great literacy, so I won't comment.
You're not?
I don't think so. I mean, if I told you that I was very literate, would your socks fall down your legs?
But you're not known for being a bubblehead either.
Well,
I mean,
maybe not.
Or a featherhead, or whatever the current phrase is. No, you're not one of those empty-headed dumb chicks that they always used to think movie actresses were.
Well, I think you might get a little argument on that from somebody.
Well, from certain guys, but I could handle them.
Good.
Yeah. You didn't. We said something earlier, though. We'll take a look at some of the film, but you know, it is awfully surprising when people meet you. You must be used to it and sick of hearing it, but you do give the impression of being at least 9 feet tall on the screen. I don't know, maybe partly that poster from, was it 1 million BC?
1 million years BC, right.
Yeah, you looked like, you were the same size as the mountains in the background.
Yeah,
so just a giant, oh, come on, you can't...
I was
It
surprised
is.
you didn't introduce me as Raquel Welch and Here They Come. That's usually what I do.
That's my joke.
Uh-oh. Well, I know them all by this time. I remember being on one show. Oh, I
I
can't
wrote
repeat
that for Jack Parr years ago. He wanted an
Oh, well,
introduction
Johnny's
for
using it now.
a famous... Johnny who? You're kidding. I wrote that for Parr. A long time ago, he had his famous sex star on, and he wanted a introduction for her, and I put Here They Come, Dum Dum Dum.
Well,
And
I had a really
Check that.
interesting press conference when I first came into town to promote the film with all the sports writers. And they said, gee, you know, you're a nice-sized lady and all that, but you know, you're not exactly what I expected. And I said, I know, I always seem to disappoint people if I walk in the door, and the door hinges don't splinter off, that type of thing.
That's
They
right.
really expect me to, I don't know, come in with a machete or something. I guess I must be pretty intimidating. I always say it's
But-
because my shoulders are very broad that I photograph that.
You're right, they are. I hadn't... But there is something that a photographer could explain about something that your features do with the camera. And I don't know what it is, but they're accentuated some way. The bones in your face, I mean, are somehow
That might be, yeah.
accentuated so that... I was at a place where you were the other night. We won't
Yes,
say where it
we
was
saw-
because we weren't supposed to be there. But,
Weren't we?
No.
Oh.
No. But, no, I'm just kidding. But I noticed people walked in, and they looked at you, and their reaction was, there's an attractive woman, but a number of them did not know it was you, because, and they'd seen you on the screen, but there's something happens between you and the camera that's, I don't mean you're a big disappointment in person. That isn't what I'm saying at all. You know that. Is there a trick to falling?
Yeah, there is,
They
yeah.
do that one sensational fall where both their legs go up in the air and they land on their back when you watch
Yeah.
roller derby.
Well, you're supposed to fall with your hands up. They tell you not to, you know, to put your hands down, and you're supposed to fall right on your tail. I mean, right on your really.
I understood
Is that-
tail. Okay.
But you really are that where you're supposed to fall where you've got that padding. And,
You've gotten
and you're
hard as
doing your
nails over the
gluteus
years.
Maximus. Have I?
On the gluteus maximus?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to
I think
do.
we've included everyone now in this. But now, that track is pretty flexible, I expect.
Yes,
It's
that's-
not that hard to hit, is it?
Well, it's
Not easy,
it's
but-
I think it's plywood that's in sections. It goes up, and it does have a give. So if you fall on the track, you're great. When you take a rail, that's another thing. You go over and you hit
Yeah.
whatever hard floor is on the outside of the track. And also, the way I broke my wrist is I was in a turn, and I fell backwards and slid right down the bank of the track and hit the infield, which is dead hard. It's just like cement. And my wrist was like this, and I just broke it. It went snap. That was
You
it.
could
It
hear
went
it
on.
snap?
Well, I thought I really had a bad sprain, and I heard it crack, and I was in a lot of pain, but I thought, you know, a lot of times that pain threshold sort of evens off after a while. So I got up, I started skating again. Pretty soon my wrist came up in a great big thing. I had a hematoma here, which is a great big, like, blood clot thing that forms, and I said, gee, I think I better see a doc, and I really started feeling faint then. So I fell the wrong place. I also got a split lip and a spasm in my trapezius, and yeah.
A what?
No, really, that
In your
trapezius right
trapezius?
here. Yeah, you have
That's
to.
this,
Yeah, that's
kind
this
of
bit right
triangular
here.
thing, isn't it?
And right, and I had to have intramuscular cortisone injections too.
wow.
For that, and I racked myself up pretty good. So did the pros, actually. It's a law of averages. If you take that many knocks, pretty soon, like football, even, you're gonna get your knocks.
Yeah. Well, it's like this business we're in. do they pad the tailbone, the coccyx?
Yes, the girls have different things that they like to use.
Yeah.
They this is a little edgy, but
Yeah.
some people use
works best?
like official athletic padding, which they put in. That's what I used. I preferred that.
'Cause
Some of
that's-
them use foam rubber, and some of them use all kinds of different things that they concoct and they put back here just to protect the coccyx bone. And also, you know, there are several bones back there. If you bang hard enough, you can really break and lose a disc in your back. You'll have to have a disc removed. We have elbow pads, we have knee pads, and the costume, the official uniforms have padding built in on the side here. But they don't ever pad the bosom, which you would think they might
That's-
because you could get hurt.
I read in a piece Candy Bergen wrote in Esquire that they had to wear those things because they constantly got violent injuries there, and a lot of the women had had to have operations as a
And
result of
then,
it.
actually, I saw Candy in a store in Beverly Hills, a boutique, and she said, "You're not going to do that. You're going to have a mastectomy or something." I said, "Yeah, no such luck, honey." And so, because I had talked to the girls, and I said, "You know, what's that like?" And
Yeah, she said in the article that's very common, wasn't it?
it is not common. I asked them,
What did
and
they
they
do?
said,
Had they
"Not
put
at
her
all."
on a bit or something when she
I
did
think
the
they
article?
may have. I think that they're a little leery and a little defensive, you know, of people who come to do articles about them, because I think they feel it's detracting from their, you know, their abilities. And they really do have tremendous ability, but they carnivalize and they exploit it, and they use the audience very much as an actor would.
Are they married,
to get a
most
reaction.
of the women?
Some of them are married,
Yeah,
yes,
I think it'd
yes.
be hard to be in,
Yeah.
because they travel a route, don't they? Or,
Yeah.
route
Actually,
route.
about the padding thing, there's a funny kind of slang expression they use. They call the bosom tickets. And if you get a block in the tickets,
And the tickets?
yeah, because that's
it.
what they think brings it to the public, so they call it that.
Ah.
That's their kind of slang,
The
because,
tickets that sell the tickets, in other words. It's that
yeah,
sort
exactly. It's
of,
that kind of entendre thing, double entendre thing.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's
good
really
advice.
more or less I think, one of the interesting things that I found in wanting to do the movie is that the girls really are the focal point, because it's unusual to see women in contact sport, I say loosely, but in that kind of body contact violent situation where you're used to seeing like guys in the football field crash each other around.
Were you excited when you beat out Helen Hayes for the role?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was.
That is really something. Gee, what are you going to do next? A ski movie? Or
No, this
bullfighting,
is
or-
it. I'll never again. I really enjoyed doing that. I really did. But my next film, I'm going to go to the south of France and do a very much more glamorous film, and I'm kind of glad for the change of pace. I really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
truly.
tired? Is your career exhausting you? Are they being nice to you, my dear?
Yes, they've been super to me.
Tell
They're
me
not
your hopes, your dreams.
Really?
What am I saying? I just
No,
wondered. You can get eaten up by a movie career. You can get just absolutely consumed, and don't let them chew you up and take you apart and wear you out and throw you away.
Well, I don't feel very victimized, truly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of us in films know what we're getting into, and there are a lot of disadvantages. But I really enjoy what I do very much, and I want to continue it. It sure gives me a lot of variety and a lot of insight into a lot of different fields
yeah.
and good travel. I know it's all been said, but it's very true, and I'm very happy in it. It is exhausting, yeah, but I think that, you know, I wouldn't trade it for anything else.